Naked in a Waffle House booth, found a chicken in my bed, Lord, I wish there was a spoof.
Got a mullet, no regrets, and my beer gut strong. Florida man's been up to no good all night long. Saw a cop car, figured I'd give him a chase, waving out the window with no pants on my waist. The gator in the backseat was wearing a thong, and that ain't even the weirdest thing going on. Cause I'm a Florida man with a crazy plan, driving through the swamp in my birthday suit, man. Gator by my side, whiskey in my hand. Y'all better watch out, I'm the king of the land. Woo, yeah, I'm a Florida man. I bought a jet ski just to get to the store. Took a wrong turn and crashed through the front door. Tried to buy beer, but they wouldn't let me in. Guess they don't take kindly to me wearing just my grin. So I wrestled a python in the frozen foods aisle. Told the manager, relax, it's just my style. Then I hit up the strip club with my gator and my gun. Tried to pay with snakes, got thrown out, but damn, it was fun. Cause I'm a Florida man with no shame or plan. Moving traffic from a golf cart, catch me if you can. Got a gator in a thong and I'm still going strong. I'm the legend of the South, singing my crazy song. Woo, yeah, I'm a Florida man. Got kicked out of Disney for flashing my chest, but I swear Mickey was impressed by the rest. Made it to the beach, strutting in my Speedo. I'm the hero Florida didn't know it needed amigo. Yeah, I'm a Florida man with a wild-ass plan. Skinny dipping in a fountain, holding fireworks in each hand. I'm a freaking sensation with my gator vacation. Look out, y'all, it's a Florida didn't man invasion. Yeah, keep your pants off, y'all. So if you see me riding naked on an alligator parade, sipping moonshine margaritas, don't be afraid. Just join in the chaos and understand, I'm the crazy ass king of the Florida man. Yeah. Keep your pants off, y'all.
Yo, what's going on? Early stream, motherfuckers. Riz, let's go. Riz, thank you for, oops, wrong controller, for the resub. 9 months of the Rizzler. Let's go. How are y'all doing this afternoon? Welcome. Happy to have you here with me. I said, fuck it. I want to stream today. I didn't want to take the night off. And so I figured I would just stream from like the end of my workday until I have to go to dinner tonight, because fuck it, we ball here at the tavern, y'all. We fucking ball. That's what we do. That's what we're gonna do. We here for it. Let's fucking go. It is a very early stream, but the difference is, like, I don't have shit to do tonight. Llama's at his friend's house for the next 2 days, but like I don't have to worry about making dinner because we're going out tonight. So like all the shit I normally have to do between like when my workday ends and when I normally start stream, I don't have to do any of that today. All that shit's settled for me. So I can stream now instead. The other problem is, like, llama is llama, Jack. You got your new mic? Fuck yeah, derps. What's going on? But how is everybody? We got Bang, we got Jack, we got Derp, we got Pat, we got the Rizzler, we got Ghostlin, we got Mika. God damn, we got the whole crew here right off the bat. Jack, you are so far behind. All good, Ghostlin, all good, man. We appreciate lurkers, you know that. Lurking is better than nothing, my man. But yeah, so like realistically, okay, 100%, I could start stream like around this time. The problem is I would still go until midnight, and I can't do that because I have other shit I need to do. So I have to force myself to not stream now and get other shit done, or else it would never happen. So I do really wish I could do more early streams though, like especially with my job being a piece of shit. Like, let's be real. Dude, if I could get my sleep schedule fixed to where I could like go back to going into work at like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. Oh my God. Get home, start streaming at like 4. Hell yeah, Ghostland. Congrats, buddy. Many things from Amazon. It's so crazy how fast it gets here. You ordered the mic yesterday. Dude, Amazon's like that, man. Amazon's on their game. You know how many times I've ordered something at like 8 in the morning and gotten it that day? Shit's wild. And I love how my egg counter is not working at all. Holy shit. Hang on. So yeah, I did some checking earlier. Nope, that's not the right one. Fuck me. What was that? I heard a noise. Did somebody just subscribe to YouTube? Is that? Yes. Hey, Riz, thank you for the YouTube sub. Much appreciate. I'm not used to that noise. It took me a second to remember what it was. What was I gonna say? I don't even remember. Oh, yes. So I did some checking earlier, and I officially have 110 shinies left to go. I went through my shiny tracker and I counted all the shinies that I don't have yet that aren't shiny locked, and it's 110. 110 is the official total left. So yeah, we got some work to do, guys. We've got some work to do if we're gonna finish this. Hopefully the claying last night is a good omen, a sign of good things to come for the channel over the next couple of weeks before my vacation. Hopefully we can knock out a bunch of like quick shinies here. And then I'm also doing some offline hunts like Sword and Shield or Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, stuff like that. So I'm hoping to get it under 100 before vacation. That is my goal. So we will see what happens on that, but my goal is to be under 100 before I go on vacation. But how's everybody doing today? Y'all doing good? Y'all excited for an early Arthur stream for once? Instead of me streaming late as shit all the time? Oh, so speaking of my stupid fucking job, right? The dumb fuck I was complaining about the other day, he's being dumber than usual. Cough, cough, gamer. So let me try to paint the picture here, okay? Give you a little background, because I don't think I've really gone into like actually what I do, and you kind of need to understand what I do in order to understand why his request is fucking stupid. Okay, so what I do is I work in the logistics technology transformation division for my company. Okay, the company I work for is a manufacturing company. So other companies come to us and say, hey, we need to make this product that we're selling to people. However, we don't want to actually have to make it ourselves, because then we have to get a building, and we have to get manufacturing equipment, and we've got to do all this shit, and we don't want to do any of that. So instead of spending the money to do all that, we would like to pay you to make this product for us. Okay, so that's what my company does. And sometimes we build those products for these companies and we ship them to their warehouses where they store it until somebody buys it. Other times we just ship the company directly to the customer who's buying it. And that's that, right? And so the division of the company I work for is in charge of updating and modernizing our systems in how we manage the transportation part and the shipping, right? We basically look at how can we, make the process more efficient? How do we get better data tracking? How do we use the data better? Working with the different factories and like how can we improve their processes, things of that nature. And so one of the things we do is we implemented this shipping system. I explained this part a little bit previously, but we implemented this shipping system where the people who are handling the shipments can just go into the system and they can just pull up the order and pull up like all the different carriers and everything that are eligible to ship the product, how long it's going to take them, how they're going to ship, like all the information related to it, right? They can pull it all up on the site and decide, okay, this package should be shipped through this carrier and it's going to get there on this date, right? And none of this is confidential information, and I haven't told you any of the companies involved. This is literally just how modern logistics works. There's literally no information here that's sensitive. But this is just how shit works in the world. There's nothing here that's an issue. And so what I do, one of my main tasks that was given to me against my will is I'm in charge of setting up connections with the different shipping companies so that when they do stuff, rather than us having to like go to their website to get information or them emailing us or anything like that, we just get an electronic communication. So it's kind of like, like when you get a package off Amazon, like you're just talking about, you get the shipping updates, right? And you'll get like an email saying, hey, your shit's been delivered and whatnot. Similar kind of setup, only instead of the carrier emailing us and saying, hey, this package has been delivered, it automatically updates in the shipping system to show that it's been delivered, right? And it does like, so I set up these connections with these shipping companies to communicate with our system so that it tells our system automatically updates based on the messages from the shippers, the shipping companies saying, hey, we picked up this shipment from this location. This is when the estimated delivery time. Hey, your shipment's been delivered. And it'll also send us the invoice for the shipment for us to pay for it through the system as well. So we don't have to get an actual bill from them. It just goes directly into our system. We can pull the invoice from the system, see how much we have to pay them. We can audit the invoice, make sure it's accurate, all that stuff right through the system, okay? Now keep in mind, everything I've said here is about shipping product, right? Everything I've said is about shipping products. The system is a transportation management system. Transportation, okay? Probably one of the 18 gifted subs that went out last night, Fang, So either Jack or Poker Princess, I would guess. So this stupid fuck comes to me a few months ago and tells me he has a new like a new connection he needs set up. And so there's certain information I need when I set this up. So like each carrier has like a code, like each shipping company has a code that they use. You know, that says like what the company is, okay? So I need that because I need to set it up because the data Astro played for me talking about departments of computer work. Sorry, Riz. So like the data comes through as code, and then the system translates that code into something an average person could read. And the way the system manages that code is it looks for the carrier's 4-digit code, and it says, okay, this shipment goes to this carrier. And then it looks for other information that matches it with other stuff in the system, okay? So I need that code. First and foremost, I need that code. The other things I need are like, how are we shipping this stuff? Is it going to be going by truck? Is it just going to be like in an envelope? Is it going to be going on a boat? Like, what are we doing? And then I need to know, like, what messages do you need? Like, do you need tracking data? Do you need invoicing? Do you need to be able to book the shipment through the system, or are you doing it manually through them? Like, there's certain things I need. So I request this information from him. He comes back and tells me, oh, there is no code because this isn't a shipping company. This is a warehouse company that they're using to store product while they're waiting to, like, that we've made while we're waiting to ship it. Now, keep in mind everything I told you, right? This system is for transportation. Okay? That is the entire use of the system. At no point in anything that I just explained did I say anything at all about this system being used to manage warehousing. That's an entirely different system that we don't use because we don't warehouse shit. That's not what we do. We make it and we ship it. That's it. So I kindly explained to him, hey, in order for this system that manages transportation to have this connection, it needs to be transportation related. What you're looking for is a warehouse managing software. That is not what I do. So he goes and cries to my director about it. We have a whole meeting. My boss is like, yeah, he needs a warehouse system. So then we get down to it, and basically even though it's warehousing, because of the way the customer works, he needs to be able to build the data into the transportation system because he invoices the customer through there. So he needs that in there, and it's a whole fucking thing. And so I'm like, all right, well, one, I can't fucking do what you're asking because the system's not meant to do that. And two, you need to fucking tell us this shit before you do it so that we can try to figure out how to make it work some way. Because what you want us to do doesn't fucking work. So we set up a new system where basically like the warehouse can just like email him the information, and then he can manually create a fake shipment in the transportation system to track the billing and stuff, right? And that should have been the end of it, because that's really the only thing we can fucking do. There's really not much else we can do about his situation. So of course today I get an email from him, hey, this is way too much work. We really need to get this connection set up and have all this be automated. Can you still do this? Now keep in mind, again, he wants us to use a transportation system to manage his warehousing expenses and get automatic shipping updates from a warehouse. Okay, all kinds of stupidity going on here, right? Just beyond stupidity. Second of all, we're in the middle of changing which system we use. That's the big project that I've been complaining about and fucking losing my mind over, is we're in the middle of changing to a new system that's going to be going live here in like a couple of months. And in the middle of changing to a whole new system, he wants me to do like a month's worth of work testing code and all this other shit and setting up a connection that's only going to exist for like 3 or 4 months before we have to redo all that work and put it on the new system. So yeah, if you didn't understand before why I'm so annoyed with my job and how fucking stupid the people I work with are, that should give you a pretty damn good clue of just how batshit insane everything is. Oh, hang on, I'm getting a call I have to answer. All right, I'm back. Sorry, I had to answer that call real quick. But yeah, so that's the shit I've been going through. The people has 2 brain cells fighting for 3rd place. Facts, Jack. Absolute facts. Like realistically, what this stupid fuck should be doing is he should be researching a warehousing system that can manage his warehousing for his side of the business, and getting that on his own out of his own division's budget, and then working with us to get it set up and implement it to where it'll do everything he needs to do for his business. That's what he should be doing. Instead, he wants us to just fucking MacGyver some shit with Band-Aids and Elmer's glue and hope it fucking works. And it is so stupid. And I just can't deal with this fucking guy. And so I had to send out some emails today, like my IT guy and my boss and my boss's boss, being like, hey, one, is this even something we can accommodate? Because he wants to do something that doesn't fucking exist in the system. And 2, even if we can do it, do we really want to do this now while we're in the middle of setting up a new system? Like, it's so stupid. And it just makes me hate the decision we made for the project even more, because the company we should have gone with for the new system has a warehousing system that we could have gotten, that we could have attached to their shipping system, that would have fixed a lot of these fucking problems with when we did the change. But we did something stupid instead. And so yeah, I'm just sitting here like, God damn it, Oh, hang on. You gotta check another message here. Fuck. I just completely fucked up the Corsola counter because I was paying attention to something else. So now I gotta fix this shit. Sitting there face palming. Dude, I'm just so over it, and it's like, holy fuck, can I just like stream full time and just hang out and not deal with all this fucking stupidity? Can that just be a thing? It doesn't even have to be permanent. Like, can I just have a couple of months off where I can just stream all day for like 2 or 3 months and just have a break from this nonsense? Can I just have that? Because I can't deal with it. My stress is already through the fucking roof. And dealing with these fucking idiots, I just can't deal with it anymore. No, that's how life works. Well, I don't like how life works, okay? Sorry to tell you this, but I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. All I could think about is how frustrating it is that the VA didn't put me at 100%, because if they had, oh dear God, would I have quit by now? Like I had said, like, if I got the 100, I would probably stick around for like a year, try to pay off some debt and like build up a savings. And now I'm like, fuck it. I would quit immediately. Dude, I'm like literally, I'm at the point now where I'm like ready to like start fucking up at work. Nothing major, you know what I mean? But just enough to where they're like, we fucking gotta get rid of this guy and get them to fire me so I can take the severance package and just take a couple of months off while I look for a new job. Like, I really want to go that route now. Like, I was thinking about it before that it would be nice, and now I'm just like, how would I go about that? Because the problem is I can't give them like actual cause to fire me. You know what I mean? Like, if I actually do something fucked up to get fired, then I don't get a severance. But if it's just like performance based, or if they're just like not happy with my work and lay me off, I can get a severance package. And so it's like, how do I do just bad enough to get a severance package and get asked to leave? I honestly think like my medical issues would probably give them reason if it became like an actual problem, you know? Where they would like, they couldn't technically fire me over it, but they could like ask me to leave, you know, like, hey, you know, clearly this isn't the, you know, just this isn't a good time, like we can't really, you know, we have work to do and you're kind of interrupting that. Would you be willing to take 3 months pay to fuck off? But the problem is my boss likes me too much. And even if they wanted to get rid of me, he would fight it. And I don't want him to fight it. I want him to just let it happen. So I don't know. It's all a clusterfuck. I wish, dude, the auto counter sucks when it comes to doing eggs. It really does. Just let it happen. I wish he would. Just tell him. I don't know that I could tell him and have it happen. I don't know that that would work, honestly. Like, he's pretty chill, and if I was like, hey, I can't get my shit together, can we just work out a severance? But then, if that's the case, they're gonna be like, if you want to leave, just leave. They're gonna want me to quit. And I need the severance. So I don't know if that would work. Thank you for the head pats, Caro. How you doing? You doing good, Caro? I didn't even hit a button there, did I? I guess I did. Time to fix the counter again. I'm gonna be doing that a lot. Still coughing, but not too bad. I'm sorry to hear that, Caro. At least, hopefully you're getting better, though. I mean, other than work being fucking stupid, I'm doing good. Wow. Cool, I've got a whole nother set of eggs already, so we can just do this now. I hope so too, Caro. I don't have a lot of hope with this job, though. I deal with too many stupid people. You need Basque Legion right now? Basque Legion isn't a hard one. MMO time? Exactly. Plenty of Basque Legions and MMOs. It's so weird, like, thinking of MMO as massive mass outbreak and not massive multiplayer online. It's kind of weird to me to, like, think of it in different terms. Every time I see MMO, I always think massive multiplayer online at first. Then I'm like, oh, wait, no. Mass outbreaks. Stupidity runs in the workplace? Yes, it does. And of course, I send the fucking... I forward dipshit's email to my boss and my boss's boss, like, hey, is this something you even want to consider right now? Or do we want to have this be part of the system change? Been like 3 hours. Haven't gotten a response from either of them. FPS, yeah, first person shooter or frames per second? Which one do you mean? Dumbasses are everywhere. Facts. I'm pretty sure stupidity became contagious at some point in the last 20 years. Because the level of just incompetence and ineptitude in the workplace is like... It's fucking astounding. Like, how the fuck did y'all get six-figure jobs working for major corporations when you have a double-digit IQ? Like, how the fuck? I mean, there's dumbasses and then there's dumbasses, Jack. That's the thing. Like, humans in general are a pretty stupid fucking species. Like, there's enough evidence of that. But, like, you should be able to do baseline shit. Like, I don't know, form of fucking thought. Somewhat smart, insanely wise, but don't work. Ugh. So I'm glad I left your toxic daycare job before things got ugly. Oh yeah, no. Like, leaving toxic work environments needs to be more normalized. Like, leaving toxic relationships. Like, people will still, like, give you shit for leaving a toxic workplace. And it's like, no. That, like, not at all. If you're in any kind of toxic environment, you need to get the fuck out. Your mental health is worth way more than anything else. Why are you out here in the middle? What the fuck, Maractus? You know, like right now, like, you know, I've been working from home the last couple of weeks because of my insomnia and whatnot. And like, it's literally been just a couple of weeks that I've been doing this. It hasn't been that long. Like, this is the third out of the last 4 weeks I've worked from home. And like, they're already like, you know, well, when are you coming back to the office? Are you gonna be back in the office this week? Well, you need to be back in the office next week, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, yeah, I need the paycheck and I need the job, but the paycheck and the job are only useful if I'm fucking alive. And if I get in a wreck on the way to work because I'm trying to drive down a fucking highway in traffic on 3 hours sleep, I don't know that it's really worth me being in the fucking office for that. You know what I mean? See, Pat, I was having that conversation with Llama the other day. Like, you know, you get a lot of people who sit there and like have the attitude like, well, this thing shouldn't exist. And that's their whole argument. And yeah, they're right. It shouldn't exist. However, it fucking does. So until it doesn't exist, maybe you should like have a plan and like take actions accordingly to minimize the effects on yourself rather than just bitching that it shouldn't exist. Like, you know, toxic people exist, so like have a plan to protect yourself from toxic people. Yo, Kermit, what's up? Maybe I'm out of pocket with that, but like, just because you shouldn't have to deal with something or shouldn't have to worry about something doesn't mean you don't. You still do, because people fucking suck. Right? Avoid it. Fucking have a backup plan, have actions to take to get out of situations, whatever it may be. But don't just go through life with the attitude of, well, this shouldn't exist, and not do anything about it. Understood that I needed to leave your job since you're still living with them. See, and that's a good thing, Caro. Having people around you that are like, yeah, no, you made the right move. You know, that makes a lot of sense. Like, I know right now, like, the best thing for like my well-being is to figure out a way to get out of working for at least a couple of months and reset myself. Like, I'm fully aware that that's what I need to do. Unfortunately, I'm not in a situation where I can just make that decision, right? There's a lot of other shit involved because it's not just me. Like, I got a family to take care of and blah, blah, blah. Like, I got other shit. I got other responsibilities. And so I'm not in a position where I can just be like, fuck this shit. I need some time to me. I'm not there. And so I need to work towards getting to that point before I can make that decision. And I'm fully aware that even when I get to that point that I can make that decision, I'm going to catch plenty of hate for it from other people about like leaving a good job and everything else. And it's like, yeah, like, you may have a point there, but at the same time, like, what good is having a good job if it fucking kills me? You know? Like, I was talking to my mother-in-law about it when I was going through like all the VA stuff. And I brought up how, like, you know, if I can get 100%, it'll give me some time where I can step away from work and take care of some other stuff. And she was immediately like, or you could just keep working and have all that money. And I was like, yeah. And then I die in my 50s like your fucking friend did. Or I fucking step away and I take some time to take care of myself, improve my mental health, improve my physical health, you know, spend a few years just being a dad, and get, you know, get an extra fucking 15, 20 years added onto my life. Like, maybe that's the right play here. And when I put it that way, she was like, okay, yeah, like, you might have a point there. But, like, even then, like, you know, it's like everybody's first thought is, like, more money, more money, more money, more money. And it's like, you can't take it with you when you die. So, is more money really that important? Or is it better just to get to a spot where you can survive? And that's really where I'm trying to be at right now. Play it smarter, not harder. Exactly. Like, I'm just trying to get to a point right now where I survive. Like, I don't care about being rich. I don't care about all this other shit. I just want to live. Which is weird coming from me, because I spent most of my life wanting to not live. And now I'm just like, I want to live. And it's a weird fucking change in my mentality that I'm still trying to come to terms with, if we're being honest. So yeah, it's a whole thing. Dude, trying to do Masuda while also doing a reset hunt is a little bit harder than I thought it would be. Like, trying to manage both of them is like, you had no drive, you had no idea what I was gonna do. Did I get there? Pure dumb luck now. Good job. Gotta go home, lovely lady. In a mini fridge, full twisted tea. Never thought I'd get to life being this good, but here I am. Fuck yeah, Kermit. I'm happy for you, buddy. Ugh, I just gotta fucking sort through the bullshit, you know? I'll get it figured out here soon. It's just gonna be a little rough until I do. But I've dealt with fucking far worse than this shit. Like, far worse than this in my life, so it's a whatever for me. If I can survive the other shit I've been through, I'll fucking get through this. Shit you sift through just becomes compost for the new tree to grow. That's a very good analogy. I like that one. Took all the brain cells I had in the lab. Well, I'm glad you could fucking fit that sentence together, Kermit. Also, guys, you realize we're less than 3 weeks away from the Pokemon Presents. Chili digs? What are chili digs? I prefer to be in the sewers. We all know you're a sewer dweller, Riz. Yeah. Less than 3 weeks away from the Pokemon Presents now. It's 20 days. Bonkai. Not hyped about us being awake at 8 a.m. The only thing I'm not hyped about is I'm going to be in the middle of doing some weird shit when it drops. So I'm going to have to catch it later. I'm not going to be able to watch it live. That's scary to think about. Don't do this to me. Don't do what to you, Riz? Been focusing on so many things. Yeah. Life be like that, Kara, where you're just like, oh my god, what the hell? Why is it scary, Riz? What's scary about a Pokemon Presents? You usually watch afterwards since the chat can be overwhelming and you're not a morning person. Fair enough, Caro. I'm usually at work when they drop, so I just put in an earbud and watch it at my desk. But it's gonna be like in the evening, and I'm gonna be in Greece, and yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it like way later in the evening when we get back on the boat. What I'll probably try to do if the cruise ship's Wi-Fi is good enough, I might try to watch it and do like a short stream just talking about it. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it though, because all I'm gonna have is my phone, so it might be a little, I don't know if I can pull that off with just my phone. So yeah, we're definitely gonna have a lot to talk about when I get back from vacation. We're gonna have a lot to fucking talk about. Damn it, I wish my nap earlier had actually been a nap. 3 days to switch to, but out for a month. That's fucking wild to think about. Hopefully I'll be getting mine in a few weeks. Actually, probably a month or so. I'm hoping like early August I'll be able to get it. It's gonna be a matter of if I can find one. That's gonna be the challenging part, you know? Will anybody have them in stock when I have the money? Did I do that? No. Okay, good. Thought I might have hit the button there too soon. I did not. Ugh. That time I might hit it too late. Nope, I think I got it good. Pre-owned one, as there's a possibility it might not work. Yeah, and I definitely wouldn't get a pre-owned one. I've also been seeing, I saw an article earlier where a lot of people are complaining about the Switch 2 overheating and having like freezing and crashing issues. So I'm kind of concerned about that. Your free book reward is about to expire. See if there's anything good on there. Yes, you should, Kara. Don't lose those free books. People are returning to Mario Kart 8 because World has a few cons, like you can't play. See, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I feel like, oh, I can't play Zelda is a stupid reason to go back. Like, if it was having performance issues, I'd be like, yeah. But I don't know, that to me seems weird that it doesn't have a certain character as a con, because let's be real, the last how many Mario Karts have had some kind of DLC for them? Like that, it'll come later. They'll come up with more content and updates and stuff as the game is out. Audible is a danger to my wallet. Especially with how bored I get at work. Nintendo this out banning the Switch 2, but I didn't read the rest. So they've got some like software built into the Switch 2 that can tell if you're using like fake cartridges or if you're like hacking the system and different things like that. And if it detects you doing any of that shit, it literally just bricks your console. So there was one thing I saw where I'm trying to remember what it's called, but there's like a fake cartridge you can get where you can like basically rip all your games and put them on the fake put them on your fake cartridge. Yeah, the MIG switch. And so people have been getting their systems bricked for trying to use the MIG switch. But the thing people that didn't realize or were too stupid to think about at the time was the Switch 2 cartridges aren't really cartridges. They're just fucking pass keys is all they are. Now, how it's telling the difference between the MIG switch and like a Switch 1 cartridge, I don't know. But yeah, there's something in the software that tells the system that you're using it, and as soon as it's detected, once you connect to the internet, Nintendo bricks your system, which is fucking stupid. Like, that to me, like, I get anti-piracy and stuff, but that's taking it a little too far. And it's so funny because like all these companies are going like to such extremes to like prevent piracy, but all they're doing is motivating people to pirate this shit. Like, that's the part that they don't get. Buying a second Switch is yours needing a fixing this week, but I don't know. Well, I mean, it's only the Switch 2 that's doing that, Riz. But like, I've had it before where like I've bought games that were literally, I bought them only to play offline because I used to have to do a lot of shit where I'd be in places for like a couple hours, if not like a day, without internet access. And so I bought a game in order to be able to play it offline whenever I didn't have internet. And then the game needed to be able to connect to the internet to verify that the fucking game was legitimate before I could play it. And it's like, I bought the fucking game, I installed it on my shit. Why do I need to prove to you every time I try to run the software offline that I own the game? Like, what is this? And so like, I literally returned the game, and now like there's a lot of games that I would buy that I don't, because it's like the whole reason I want the game is to play it offline. So now there's no point in me having it. And all that does is motivate people like me to pirate the game where I can have that system removed and play it offline. So it's so dumb. All right, Caro, we'll see you soon. If buying isn't owning, then piracy isn't stealing. Facts, they're facts. If me buying the game means nothing, then me pirating it isn't stealing it. Like, you can't have it both ways. Either I bought the game and it's mine, or I don't own the game and therefore I'm not pirating anything because I can't steal something that isn't for sale, that you're not offering for sale. Like, I know what you mean. It has something to do with the original owner of the game. But yeah, it's so dumb. But that sucks, Riz, that it's the heat that's causing it. But I hate that saying, like, oh, you're not buying the game, you're buying the rights to play the game. That idea is one of the dumbest fucking things that these game companies have come up with. Like, they have no idea how much they're ruining their own industry with thought processes like that. Wait, see if you can get someone to fix it. Damn. Hopefully you can get it fixed and it doesn't cost too much. That sucks a lot. Like, I'm not paying Nintendo $500 fucking dollars for just the right to use their system. Like, that's absolutely stupid. Like, you want to avoid my warranty if I fuck with it or whatever? Fine. That's what car manufacturers do. Right? You buy a car and you do any modifications to it, it can void your warranty. Because you're now using the car in a way that wasn't meant from the factory. I get that. I'm behind that 100%. You want to tell me if I modify the Switch in any way that my warranty is now void and any repairs are on me to pay for? Fine. I'm with you 100%. That should be the rule. Wait, you can't get YouTube on the Switch too? What? So your Switch account need to have a main Switch. That account needs to be connected to. So if you're trying to join a game with an alt, and not the account you bought the game with won't let you in. Well, so that's not even true fully. Like, you can do the virtual cards and do it that way now. But it's also like, I'm curious how they're gonna work that. Like, if you've got multiple people in the house that all use the same Switch, like, are they not gonna be able to play the game because that account isn't registered as the purchaser? Just watch a video. All right. But yeah, these fucking game companies are ruining their own business. It only works online if it's off. See, that's fucking stupid. The whole point of the Switch is for it to be portable. And so if I need to be online to use it, then it's no longer fucking portable. Right, but Jack, that's assuming you're the one that bought the game, right? So, like, what happens if I buy the game, but, like, Book wants to borrow the Switch because she's doing something and she wants to play it, right? She's going to a friend's house and they're going to do something and she brought the Switch with her, right? What happens if, you know, oh, fuck. Damn it, I got stuck talking if I hit the button. You know, what is I buy the game and my kid wants to borrow it to do something. Now they can't play the game. Like, that's fucking stupid. If the account's on the Switch that bought the game, that, like, the game should be registered to the Switch itself, not the account. It being registered to the account and not the Switch defeats the whole fucking purpose of the Switch. I don't know, man. I can't stand that shit. Like, how much money is Nintendo really losing due to people doing modifications and stuff? Like, they can't be losing more than they're going to lose by enforcing these rules. Like, there's no way they're actually helping themselves with what they're doing. Because the number of people who actually do modified systems and, like, pirate games and stuff and, like, get emulator copies and put it on a MIG Switch and whatnot, the amount of people doing that is so fucking low. And, like, they're still buying the fucking Switch to have the hardware. So you enact all these rules, all you're doing is now taking away the hardware sale. Because now the one person who is doing that isn't going to buy the hardware now, right? Like, why would they spend $500 on something that's just going to be a brick when the next time they turn it on? So all you're doing is costing yourself the hardware sale. They're not going to be like, oh, well, I can't do this anymore. I guess I'll just go legit and pay for everything now. No, they're just not going to fucking give you any money. No, that's not even remotely true, Jack. It really isn't. Like, jailbreaking a system and like copying games onto fake cartridges and everything, it's not easy. Your average person can't fucking pull that off. Like, they don't know what they're doing, and even with guides and shit, they're not gonna get it right. Like, even just trying to fucking unlock my 2DS in order to transfer my emulator files to my legit cartridges, even I had trouble doing that, and it took a couple tries to get it right. Like, it's not an easy thing to do. And so that's all you do, is you just make it so hard to do that only a very limited number of people are going to be able to pull it off, and then you just write off the game losses on that. And even then, most of the people I know that have done like jailbreaking on their Switch 2, hey, what's going on, Squid? Or not their Switch 2, their 2DS. Most of the people I know that have done it have legit DSs and legit game cartridges. They just want to be able to sit down and play the game on their computer for whatever purpose, whether they just prefer not having the handheld or they do streaming stuff. But most people I know that do that kind of stuff have the legit cartridge. They paid for everything. They just want to be able to play it outside of the DS. I wasn't going to, Squid, and then I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna stream between work and dinner. And so yeah, here we are. Yeah, right, I mean, that's it. Like, the controls are easier, you know, the screen is bigger, you don't have to worry about this tiny little thing in your hands. Like, it's just nicer playing those games on a different platform than on the DS. And so I know very few people, actually, to be fair, I don't know anybody who is going full piracy with Nintendo products. The only people I know doing that are the ones doing it with older games, where they're running emulators to play old games because there's no way to play them on the new systems. And so if they want to play them, they either need to spend an insane amount of money to buy it secondhand, none of which Nintendo sees, or emulate it. And most of the and everybody I know that does that, if Nintendo just gave them the option and the ability to play the games legit on the Switch, they would just pay the couple of dollars to buy the digital version of an old game and do it that way. They would rather play it legit than on an emulator. So yeah, the whole thing is just so stupid. It's... I don't get the thought process in just the overall world today where we make this giant issue out of something that is literally like less than 1% of the population, or less than 1% of the customer base, but we have to make this giant fucking issue out of it and act like it's world ending if we don't. Like, we're spending billions of dollars fixing issues that don't fucking exist. It's so stupid to me. Like, there's one big example of that right now, and y'all know what it is. Don't make a mountain out of a molehill. Exactly, but that's what we fucking do now. Hang on. Okay. Right. So the fucking big thing is the fucking trans athletes situation, right? Do you know how many trans athletes there are competing in college? Somebody take a guess at how many trans athletes there are in college sports. Basque Legion for the past hour, bro. That sucks, Jack. Yeah, there's like 10 trans. According to the research, there are 10 confirmed trans athletes in college sports in the US today. 10. There are over 500,000 college athletes across all athletics and all colleges. So that is 0.0002% of athletes are trans. Why is trans athletes like such a major campaign issue for so many politicians? Why are we acting like it's ruining college sports? Why are we acting like it's taking away opportunities for other people? All this other shit. There's fucking 10 of them. And most of them aren't good. Like, most of them suck at their sport anyway. There's like one that did well, and we're acting like all of college sports is being ruined. That's what Nintendo's doing with this piracy shit and all these other companies. Like, just taking an issue that doesn't exist and making it seem like the world's gonna end if we don't fix it. The shit is so dumb. Meanwhile, there's like actual fucking issues out there that need attention, that need somebody to do something about them. And we're like, oh, we can't do anything about that. There's nothing we can do about that. We can't fix that. We don't have the time or the money to deal with that. I mean, like, imagine if Nintendo took the amount of money they've spent trying to ruin Power World and just made a fucking game with that money. Right? Like, they literally could have put that money that they've spent fighting Power World into Scarlet and Violet and improved the game and made it playable on the Switch 1. Imagine if they took all the time and effort and money they spent being able to brick your Switch 2, if they even think you're using a MIG switch, and instead improve the virtual console to be able to play more older games. Like, such a weird concept, isn't it? Like, maybe instead of hating on everybody else because you suck, you just don't suck. Like, who's that one dumb bitch that's made a career out of being anti-trans because she tied for 5th place in a swimming competition with a trans athlete? Anybody know that story? Nintendo's currently fighting 2 lawsuits. I didn't know they were fighting 2 lawsuits there. But I know they're like going out of their way to like ruin Power World because it's kind of similar to Pokemon, despite the fact that like Pokemon has blatantly stolen concepts and ideas from other games over the years. It's just all very stupid. It just goes back to like my situation. It's just fucking incompetence at such a high level. Power, they are also suing the company Genki. Oh, I didn't know about that. What are they suing them over? Oh, for showing the Switch too early? I mean, that one at least makes sense, right? Like, that I kind of get. The Power World one is a bunch of bullshit. Like, they really don't have anything to stand on with Power World. And the only time they made any kind of headway in that is when they proactively file for trademarks and force Power World to make changes to the game to be compliant with the new trademark. But showing the Switch too early, I get, because that's sketchy with like intellectual property laws and stuff like that, and like, you know, leaking information and whatnot. So that one's kind of sketchy. That one I can kind of get behind them doing that, but Nintendo has been known through the years to be very sue happy with people, whether they deserve it or not, and basically just throwing their financial weight around and like, we've got more money than you, we can just throw an army of lawyers at this forever, and you're just gonna go bankrupt trying to fight us. And so they literally just use their legal team to bully people. They've done that a lot over the years. They don't want you to sue them. Well, of course they don't. Nobody wants to get sued. But again, you run into the problem of, how are you going to sue Nintendo when they have an army of lawyers that they can just fund infinitely? I hope you get the shiny wish it does. Thank you so much, Cinder. Thank you. I did get the shiny Clang last night. So we replaced that with the Corsola hunt. So otherwise, doing good. Hoping I get a shiny tonight myself, you know. Would be nice to add another one to the shiny decks. Hope you're doing well as well, Cinder. Well as well. I need to work on my English. You'd think being in like the only language I've ever spoken, I would be good at it. But yeah, it's almost impossible to sue Nintendo, even if you're in the right, because they can just pay for the lawyers longer than you can. They'll just keep pushing out the lawsuit, you know, getting continuances, you know, new discoveries. They'll just keep pushing it back, pushing it back, pushing it back, and eventually you run out of money. Sharon Day's been okay thinking of what to play tonight. John, Minecraft, maybe playing some Pokemon, I don't know. Hey, you know what? Either way, you're chilling, right? Anytime you can just sit around and game, it's a good day. Hard to complain about days like that. I'm just complaining about stupid people today. That's kind of the theme of the stream so far, is I hate stupid people. And yeah, I'm tired of them making my life harder because they're stupid. Nice theme for a stream, huh? Like, what's the saying? Being stupid and being dead are the same in that it only affects the people around you. It doesn't affect you. Or like, not that it doesn't affect you, but like it affects the people around you the most and you don't even realize that it's happening to you. I tried to sue this one market, I think it was named Mario, and Nintendo lost that. See, that's the kind of stupid shit I'm talking about, Derp. I'm guessing in that one, like, the guy's name was Mario. Like, it's literally a common name. Like, you can't, like, unless he's, like, actively using the Mario character in his mart, you can't really argue that somebody can't use their own name. And it's so dumb because, like, Nintendo does do a lot of other good things. Like, the CEO, instead of firing people, like, took a pay cut so that all the employees can keep their job. And he was just like, no, rather than firing people to save that money, just cut my pay. Like, so, like, you'll have that side, and then you get the, I'm suing you because you named your market Mario. Like, it's so weird how the same company can do both things. Yeah. Suing is stupid when it comes to Nintendo. That's just my opinion. I mean, that's the thing, is a lot of Nintendo's lawsuits that they filed have been very stupid. Like, they're very sue happy. And like, I get wanting to protect your IP and whatnot, but like, you don't have to be a dick about it. Nintendo lawyers did a bit more research. They should have realized that the market was around for 50 years. They were never winning that, right? But that's the thing, is they don't do it to win, right? Their whole point there wasn't to win. Their expectation was that they were just going to bully that person into giving up because they've got so much money to pay for lawyers that most people don't even bother trying to fight it. They're just like, it'll be cheaper just to give in. Not gonna talk about too relaxed a person care anyways, all this political nonsense just goes one ear and out the other. That is the best way to handle it. That honestly is. You know. But props to the market for actually standing their ground, because a lot of people don't in those situations. And like I said, a lot of it is just posturing and whatnot. So it's like, why even pay attention to it? All right, what's this now? itchy leg. Dude, it's really hot in here today. I think it's just going to be super hot for like the next 24 hours until it starts raining, which is going to suck. I really don't like the heat. I'm not a fan of being hot. I would much rather be cold. Being hot is just gross. I've never understood how people come to Florida in the summer and are like, yeah, I'm gonna move here. Like, what is wrong with you? How defective is your brain that you would willingly do this to yourself? I probably shouldn't say how defective is your brain. That probably wasn't the right way to word that, but Apple allowed emulators. Nintendo wasn't happy, and for once there's nothing they could do. Is they don't stand a chance. It's a I mean, honestly, I'm surprised that Nintendo just allowed that, but there's technically nothing they can do about it. Like, so like, from a legal standpoint, as long as you're not financially, there's no financial gain for the emulator, there's technically nothing they can do. It's where you start actually making money off of it and selling it as your own product that you run into problems with stuff like that. But that's everybody's argument with like the MIG switch and how Nintendo's probably in some kind of violation for bricking systems that use it. Is it's like, once you purchase it, as long as you're not making money off of it, Nintendo really doesn't have a say in how you use their product, which is why now they're going to that you didn't purchase the product, you purchased the rights to use it model, which I'm sure there's going to be a fight in court over that at some point. I'll be curious to see when that happens and how it goes down. But like, from a legal standpoint, once you purchase something, as long as you aren't profiting off of it, you can do whatever you want with it. Now, the company can, you know, ban you from buying their product in the future if they feel like you're, you know, what you're doing with their products is detrimental to their brand and blah, 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 blah. They can try to prevent you from owning future products. But even that gets very hard to do. The only thing the emulation is legal, which is more getting at is Nintendo's, which is big. Yeah, no, I get you, Dirt. I get you. But yeah, like you said, you know, they couldn't bully Apple, which is what their normal tactic would have been. It'll be interesting to see what happens with this whole situation with the Switch 2, though. I'm sure somebody eventually is going to try to fight them. Like, it's bound to happen that somebody's going to try. I'll be curious to see, you know, how much progress they can make on it. But yeah. Evolution, let's go. La 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 la. Was ever no? What is it? Masuda's 512. I had to remember what the Masuda odds were. I haven't done a Masuda hunt in so long. On to your last 20. Let's go, Jack. Let's go. You've seen Jolteon, Vaporeon, and Umbreon. Nice. Selgor's starting to get up there now. We're approaching 500 on that hunt. Yeah, I have Charmed Dirt, so 512. 512. Ugh. Bum 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 bum. Let's see if we can get if Shelmet will be a relatively quick hunt here. Not Shelmet, a Selgor. Hey, welcome back, Squid. We're gonna make homemade pickles. Nice. I want to start making my own pickles. I like pickles a lot, and I want to start experimenting with my own. That sounded wrong. I already experiment with my own pickle. I want to experiment with making my own pickles. That's what I meant to say. I tried before, but they didn't come out right. I gotta figure out what I did wrong and try it again. It seems easy, but not at the same time. Yeah, that was kind of my experience with it. Was like it sounded really easy, but then like it didn't really work out. So I'm like, huh. So I probably have to get some new, like, I probably got to buy some supplies, like a decent cooking funnel to pour the brine into the jars. Probably buy a set of mason jars. Probably a few things I can do that'll improve the process for next time. Dropped off more cucumbers, so your grandma's frantically trying to get them jarred. I mean, it makes sense. But I know, like, my father-in-law is starting to experiment with doing his own pickles because my mother-in-law has a garden and she's growing a ton of cucumbers and they can't go through them fast enough. So he's trying to learn how to do pickles to try to, like, save them instead of wasting them. I would just like to be able to, like, you know, when we do our trips to, like, Georgia and stuff, when we do, like, little cabin trips, there's so many little, like, farmers markets and stuff that we stop at where you can get stuff so cheap. And, like, it would just be nice to, like, be able to, like, buy a ton of shit while we're traveling and then just pickle it when we get home, you know? Freezes stuff, bananas, cucumbers, strawberries, you name it. She probably has it in her freezer. So, I mean, like, freezing fruit can work, especially if we're going to use it for, like, smoothies, pies, things like that later. It definitely is a good thing to do. That's what I used to do when I was, like, a lot more health conscious than I am today. I would buy, like, bulk fruit from, like, Costco and shit. And then I would have, like, containers, and I'd bring it home, cut it up, and put it in the freezer. And then like when I wanted like a snack, I would just make a smoothie using the frozen fruit. I want a smoothie now. Sorry, squids. But that's something I'm actually like, when we get back from our trip, I'm gonna find like a large like chest freezer, and start buying meat in bulk rather than like, you know, just buying like a package of steaks, buy like half a fucking cow. Because it's so much cheaper if you do it that way, if you have the space for it. Like, you just go directly to the fucking farm and just buy a ton of meat at once and just throw it in the freezer individually packaged, and then you just take out what you need. You save so much money if you do that. You just gotta have the room to be able to store it all. And that becomes the tricky part, but I've been looking at chest freezers and I can find some in pretty good condition for a decent price, where I can just fill it up with, you know, steaks and pizza rolls and be good for the next 6 months. Wait, you have 4 freezers? Holy shit. That is wild, Squid. See, my problem is I couldn't put the freezer in my garage because I had too much other shit out here. And I only have 1 outlet. So I can get one to put in the kitchen, but I wouldn't be able to get any others while we live here. Now, when we move, potentially I could get more at that point, but where we live now, I'm stuck with only being able to have 1. The other problem is, if I do get the freezer and everything, I definitely need to invest in a generator. Because I'm not gonna have a freezer with like $1,000 worth of like meat and shit in it, not have power for a week after a hurricane and all the meat go bad. I'm definitely not doing that. So I'll definitely have to get a generator along with the freezer. Also, if anybody is out there in YouTube land, anybody watching the YouTube stream, if you could drop a like on the stream and hit that subscribe button on the channel, help me out with the algorithm, I would greatly appreciate it. I'm trying to work towards being able to monetize on YouTube, and every little bit helps. Bum, 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 bum. But no, like, me and Book went to a little like farmers market thing here like a year or so ago, and we met some cool people there. But there was a couple of stalls where people were like, they ran like cattle farms, like cattle ranches and stuff, and they were just selling direct to consumer rather than going through the stores and stuff. They were just like, you could literally pick which cow you wanted and they would like send it to the butcher for you, and it was so much cheaper like per pound to do that than to like buy from a store. So like ever since we've been to that market, I've been wanting to kind of shift our process to that, and instead of like, you know, buying from a store where you don't know, you know, any, like, you don't know how the you know, meat was raised, you don't know the conditions, you don't know any of that stuff, like, and then paying all the prices for the middlemen and everything else, just buying it direct where you know what the situation is. And then realistically, I could probably talk to my father-in-law about just getting one of his cows and just paying the price to get it butchered and save a lot of money. When you were still showing cattle, when they were done with showing, they go to the butcher. Let me tell you, that was the best meat, right, Squid? That's what I'm saying. Like, when you don't go through all the middleman bullshit, like, that's like what I feel like, you know, with hunting, right? Like, when you don't go through all that stuff, when it's not pumped full of hormones and everything else, when you just get it natural the way it's supposed to be, it's just so much better. Same with like fish. Like, I love fish, but I get really sketchy with buying it because, like, if it's not prepped right and not butchered right and everything else, you can get some really shitty meat doing it that way. And like, some of the best fish I've ever had is where, like, I've caught it, it's gone on ice, come home, gone into the fucking oven, and boom, I have food. Like, that's the best stuff, you know? But I gotta do some research on, like, how big of a freezer I would need and stuff like that. And then figure it out from there, like how much I could buy before I start going out and buying a bunch of meat and then, oh shit, this freezer doesn't hold it all. That would be a really stupid position to get into. I'm not trying to be that dumbass. Like, I'm pretty stupid, but I'm not trying to have, like, a truck full of meat and nowhere to put it because I was too stupid and bought too much. Although, actually, honestly, now that I'm looking at it, if I do a little bit of work around the garage, I could probably get a stand-up freezer for the garage and then get the chest freezer for the kitchen. I could probably do that with a little bit of work. I could probably manage that. Although I will say, if I'm going to go that route and have that much freezer space, I'll probably look at doing more like hunting trips and stuff and just bringing home my own wild game, you know. Coolest feature of your new mic. It's not all that new, but I love it. What is it, Dirt? What's your feature? What you got for me? Hit me up, man. Hit me with it. Tap to mute. Dude, my buddy Eric's mic does that, where all he has to do to mute it is tap it, and I do like that feature. I have to like push a button on mine. I like his little tappy thing. I've been looking at upgrading my mic towards the end of the year and going to an XLR mic instead of a USB mic. And I might look for that feature if I do end up upgrading. I gotta see. There's a lot of stuff I want to do by the end of this year, both with streaming and just IRL. And so I gotta see how the next few months go. But I got a lot of stuff I'm trying to do by the end of the year. It's gonna be interesting to see if I can pull it off or not. I've also been trying to look at what would be the term? like audio software to be able to do like post-production on audio. Yeah, dealing with kids can suck a lot sometimes, Pat. But yeah, I've been trying to look at like software that I can get either free or decently cheap that allow me to do audio post-production. Because if I can find a decent software that isn't gonna be insanely expensive, I want to start messing around with it. So that I can look at trying to do like a cover song in the future. But there's no way I can just put raw vocals out there into the world outside of new Twitch VODs. So I've got to do some experimenting and learn how to use the software and stuff. But that's something I've been thinking about doing. Your gerbil was such a crackhead, he just front flipped by putting his head on the floor and washing his butt. Gerbil's gonna gerbil, Squid. I don't know what to tell you. Is this chick ever gonna give me another egg? What the hell is going on here? Why is it taking so long for her to give me an egg? Yeah, I know all about weird pets. I know all about them. Yeah, and don't forget I have Loki. He's just a little guy. He's a stupid little guy at times. He's a friggin' weirdo. And again, guys, if anybody is out there lurking on the YouTube stream, if you can go ahead and drop a like on the stream, I would greatly appreciate it. Yo, what up, Ghostlin? You're alive. Well, that's a good thing. We like living people in the stream. If there's any zombies out there, like, you're welcome, but I'm kind of scared. You're welcome to hang out. I got no hate towards zombies, but it would be a little weird if there were zombies watching me. Oh, thank you for the posture check and the hydrate there, Ghostlin. Arthur zombie phobic. All right, stretch it out, guys. Stretch it out. Oh, that was a good stretch. I felt like a cat there with how good that stretch was. There we go. She finally has an egg for me. That took forever. Cat is sitting here, runs face first into the door while in windows. Nothing is safe. That's, you got a pretty special cat there. I don't know that I've ever seen a cat just repeatedly run into things. Noah's cat, Marinette, keeps scratching at a certain part of her ear and it keeps bleeding. I mean, Squid, haven't you ever had like an itchy scab before where you itch it and then you're like, God damn it, now it's bleeding again. And then it starts to heal and then you itch it and you're like, God damn it, now it's bleeding again. I think we've all been there. She used to run all the way down the stairs and ram into the door. What? Why? How did y'all get like the most special cats imaginable? Going on for like a month, she won't leave it alone unless you wrap up her foot, and she growls at us the whole time. Oh God. Yeah, you definitely got a brat for a cat there. Brat for a cat. That rhymed. Haha. I'm funny. Your cat thinks she's a puppy. That's funny. My puppy thinks he's a cat. So Loki, when he was small, we'd go up to the ranch. My in-laws had cats, and he would see the cats laying on like the back of the sofa. So he started doing it. And when he was a puppy, it was cute. Now that he's like 60, 70 pounds, it's not so cute anymore. Nah, like Book would love to have a cat, but we couldn't. Like, I would die if we had a cat. I would just be sneezing all the goddamn time. Loki is a very special little boy. That's all I can say. Do streams on the server, about to start back up on it. Wait, what server? Oh, the Minecraft server? I will at some point. I need to get back on. I just haven't been able to. I haven't been on lately. So once I get back on it, we'll do some we'll do a Minecraft stream at some point in the future. It's another thing on my list of things to do here soon. Taco for super. Wait, what? It has its moments. I wouldn't say, like, I played it a little bit recently when I created the Discord server. I didn't hate it. It had its moments. It was a little fun. It doesn't hook me in though, like you guys. Like for me, like it's not my first thought when I have. I gotcha, Jack. It's not my first thought when I think of wanting to play a game. The building part, the creepers blowing up your shit every 5 minutes isn't as fun. But yeah, no, like, I mean, I enjoyed playing it. It's just whenever I'm like, all right, I've got some time, what do I play? My brain doesn't go to Minecraft. It goes to other shit. So I don't know what to tell you. I would consider Kirby. I would consider that one. Get it, Jack. You're almost there. So I do plan, like, at some point in the future, I don't know when, but at some point in the future, we'll be at a level where I can do like subathons and things like that. And I definitely what, like, we'll have goals for when I do those kinds of events where like the community gets to decide on games and stuff like that. It's like, you know, even if there's games that like I'm really not too interested in. As we're here in the Minecraft server, do y'all know if there's a mending villager? I believe somebody said something about that, Ghostland, a while back. But yeah, I will do like stuff where like, you know, it'll be like viewer's choice, where you guys get to decide what game I play. So even if there's a game that I don't want to play or that I'm like not really interested in, you guys will have an opportunity to like force me to play it. Although, speaking of games that I wasn't really too interested in playing before, I'm kind of considering now. But Mortuary Assistant, I've actually been given serious consideration to doing that one night. I think that could be a fun stream, especially if I do it on like a Saturday night. Do like, you know, every time I die I take a shot kind of thing, or but yeah, I've been thinking about getting that game to play that here in the near future. As there's a scene you can get where a girl is hanging. Oh, lovely. I mean, it is a pretty fucked up game, so I shouldn't be too surprised that there's fucked up things in it. But I'm thinking about playing that here in the near future. I've actually just, in general, ever since Resident Evil, the first Resident Evil stream, I've been giving a lot more thought to looking into more horror games. Because they never really were my thing before. But just going through Resident Evil, I felt like it makes good content with me, because like, I'm not gonna scream like a bitch about it, but I will like react in funny ways to stuff. And so I was thinking horror games might make for good content in the future. What time is it? 5:30. Fuck. All right. This is gonna be the last set of eggs, guys. I gotta like shower and get ready before Book gets home, because she's gonna need to be able to shower and get ready as soon as she gets home from work. And so it's gonna be the last 5 eggs here, and then I have to call it a day. But yeah, what do you guys think? Would you like to see me do more horror games? Or would you prefer more like thriller, suspense kind of stuff like Resident Evil? Would you guys prefer that? Personally, like, I'm willing to do the horror games, but I think more like thriller, suspense kind of games would be better. That's my opinion. But I'm willing to go either way on it. No horror? That's not for the horror. Phasmo with viewers? Oh god. That would be a Discord thing, Jack, not a stream thing. Thrower suspense would be good. I'll probably look into the Silent Hill 2 remake for the near future. I think that would probably be good because that'll be very similar to Resident Evil. I would be willing to do a Discord game night one week. Where instead of stream, we just all get together in Discord and play games. We can play like Jackbox, Golf with Friends, Phasmo, Fortnite, like whatever you guys want to do on Discord. There's certain games that like I'm willing to do on stream, but not others that I'm not, that I only be willing to do off stream. Pretty much I can tell you guys any game that voice chat is required for isn't a game I'll do on stream with viewers. I'll do that off stream with viewers. But like Among Us, Phasmo, games like that where having voice comms is required, that's gonna be an off stream only for me. And it's just really because there's too much risk involved in doing it on stream. Because all it takes is somebody slipping up and saying one thing, like, you know, they get scared or just in an argument in the heat of the moment, just one thing slips out and it's my ass, you know what I mean? So it's not that I think anybody in my community would do that. It's more just like an abundance of caution thing. Like, it's not worth the risk of it just happening. I'd rather just play it safe. So. But again, I'm definitely willing to do stuff off stream with people. You know, we can take like a Saturday and instead of, yeah, see, Jack, that's exactly why. But we can do like a Saturday where I stream like earlier in the day, and then we end stream and do a Discord game night, and whoever wants to join me for games can just hop in VC and we can play games all night. What are we doing about Baldur's Gate? God damn it, Pat. We just talked about this. You know the general plan for Baldur's Gate. So, welcome back, Caro. Oh. No, I would trust you with VC, Pat. I've known you long enough and you're a mod. If I can't trust you in VC, you have no business being a mod. When I was saying the VC thing, I meant just like general viewers, you know what I mean? Alright, unfortunately, Caro, I do have to get going. I gotta go and get ready for dinner. So we're gonna be calling it here. Let me see if there's anybody on the raid. See what we can do. I'm streaming at a weird time. So this is normally like not people on that I would ever raid. So I'm just curious who's on right now. Not seeing anybody that I know. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for today. I gotta go get ready for dinner. I'm gonna go see my brother tonight. Thank y'all for tuning in and hanging out with me this afternoon. Appreciate y'all being here for the short early stream. I'll be back tomorrow with my normal nonsense. Until then, guys, have a great rest of your night. Have a great day tomorrow. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I'll catch you back here next time.